code presentation for Haunted House Simulation. This is for the functions assignment for Java 1. For mine, that's a pick your own story or pick your own adventure sort of scenario. Let me get all this minimized. Okay. Starts out pretty straightforward, just importing a scanner. Main function here, you start with sanity. So the way this program works is you go through these scenarios, and different options in each scenario affect your sanity differently, and the score at the end will determine the ending to your story. Initialize the scanner, call the introduction function. Pretty straightforward, just a big welcome to the haunted house simulation, your goal, make choices. Also gives the first initial, like you decided to go explore your town's famous haunted house. You've been warned about it. Inside it's all weird, and on the outside it's all dusty and horrible. The scenarios are all structured the exact same. So header on it, scenario 1 gives you the scenario, and then 3 things in the scenario that get your attention. Sometimes it's 3 options, or it's just 3 things you notice. And like this one, it tells you hear a creaking sound coming from the hallway. There are footprints in the dust leading to the right, and an empty silent room is on the left. Which way do you go? In others, it asks more often, what will you do? Because it gives you 3 options. Each one, take the choice from the scanner. I call the get valid input function. This is something I've been doing in a lot of my programs, is relegating the input check to one whole function. For this one, it is only between 1, 2, and 3, so the choice variable gets checked that it's greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 3, and that's after it's checked to make sure it's an integer. So if you put in a character, it won't like it. It'll say this is the else statement that breaks for that one. Please enter a number between all these. Clears the scanner every time. Very important. We'll keep getting errors. So every time one of these functions gets called, so does that one. I didn't want to rewrite the code 5 times, so writing functions just to be lazy, kind of. But the switch case takes the choice once it's validated and checks if it's a 1, and then it says like you'll follow the footprints till they disappear, confusing you. You lose 15 sanity points. Each of these things has an effect on the sanity. Some are more intense than others, and the sanity variable that gets passed into the function gets updated and returned, and for each one the sanity variable gets updated with the return from that scenario. So the scenario modifies it, updates it, modifies it, and then the same variable value then gets sent into the next one, so it doesn't get reset to 100 every time. And it basically just walks you through the 5 scenarios. I'll do the same thing for the most part. Very, very similar structure, just kind of repeated. Different text, obviously. And then the final function is the check sanity. So this one's like you escape the house and head straight home. You're grateful to be home, but you're still shaken up from the experience. And then it does a sanity check. And then it tells you your sanity is currently at. And then I've got a system of if-else statements here. So if your sanity is less than or equal to 0, basically you die, and it's like scary. If it's less than 25, and since you want to start these ones at the low value, so that way it doesn't check, because if it checks if it's lower than 25, it could still be lower than 0, but you only want a specific scenario when it's below 0. So you check that first and then move up to the next block, which is less than 25. And then for the last one, it's any other value, because based on the minimum amount of sanity you can lose in the scenario, you'll never get above like 35 or 40, I believe, is like the lowest score you can get, or the highest sanity you can get. Like that's the most you can have left at the end of it. You can lose more than 100 sanity. So I went through and ran tests on them. I even have the little options set out here so we can see the endings easily. I had it written down, 1 second. All right. As cool as this thing is, it's not the best writing in the world, but this one is if you are less than 25. I'll show the error checking here. The letter L, invalid input, 0, invalid choice, please choose a number, do a bigger number, 4, enter your choice, 1, 2, 3. You know, I'll pick 1, 3, 2, 2, 1. It says sanity is currently at 25, so this activates the less than or equal to 25 block. So you are in a state of shock and able to function properly. You're taken to the hospital. You seek out a little medium. You're basically still haunted, but a medium helps you out and helps get rid of it. Then you can run for this other one is for when it's less than 0. So this is basically if you bomb every scenario, and it's not logical. You're not really going to be able to tell which one is the best, but at negative 15, reality doesn't seem the same to you anymore. You are dead. And then all the others get picked up with the third block right here. And this is the one you start a ghost hunting business. But yeah, that's it.